Hi, this is Eric Martin, Board Game Geek. I'm here with Rob Doherty from White Wizard Games, looking at Sorcerer. This is a prototype.
Yes,
what you're looking at here.
This is a prototype for Sorcerer. Sorcerer is a game designed by the newest member of the White Wizard Games team, Peter Schultz. In fact, it's the game that brought him into the White Wizard Games team. I met up with him at Essen. He was showing off a prototype of a game that he was working on, and the art and the graphic design really grabbed me, and I wanted to see what the game had to offer, thinking at the very least I might want to hire this guy as an artist because the stuff was looked great,
right.
and played the game. And
sure
enough, we loved the game, and Peter and I became friends, and we've been working on this project for well over a year, and he had been working on it for years before that. So the game's been a very long time in the making, and it was a real passion project for Peter. He had did so much research for the lore behind the game, and has a huge team of playtesters in Europe who've been playing the game and helping him develop it.
Right.
And then of course when we came into the White Wizard Games fold, we've been working on the development for the game as well. It's a lot of fun. It is a departure from our small portable box. This is going to be a big box game with deluxe components. Really wanted to have really nice components to match the amazing visuals and graphic design of the game.
And now you're to start, I know you were initially building a character.
Yeah,
essentially from different decks.
Yeah, so that's really neat. So you get at the start of each game, you get to you make a character, and it's far easier than it sounds. Basically, to make a character, all you have to do is pick one pile of cards from the first row, one pile of cards from the second row, and one pile of cards from the third row. You can do that randomly, or once you guys are familiar with the game, you can go back and forth picking your choice. And so, for example, if I grab this pile, this is the first pile is who you are. It's your character's name, and in this case, I picked Tegu. The second pile is your speciality. It basically, all the players in Sorcerer are playing evil sorcerers who are descended from dark gods. And the second one is your bloodline, what magical powers you have. So maybe I'm the Blood Lord. That one is vampires, basically. And then the third is where you've been training and picking up minions. So for example, maybe I take this of the Forgotten Temple, and then you end up. So now I have Tegu, the Blood Lord of the Forgotten Temple. You take those 3 cards, the cover cards, and you put them down in front of you, and they list special abilities that you'll have during the course of the game. And then you take the rest of the cards and you simply shuffle them up, and that creates your deck for the game. Each little pile has its own symbol, so at the end of the game you can easily separate them back out. The box will have nice storage compartments for each of these 12 decks. And so you have, each time you play, a deck that has different synergies and different things that it does. All the different piles are sort of designed and tuned for those special abilities, and they have interesting interactions with the other piles of cards. So you get the kind of feel that you get from like designing a deck in a trading card game, where it's specialized and does very specific and interesting things, but all you have to do it is just grab 3 piles and you're ready to go. Right. And then there's a lot of permutations for you and your opponent. For the gameplay itself, you'll have these player boards, and you have these 3 battlefields. These will all be nice board component. These mock-ups, of course, are just paper, but you are battling in Victorian London for control of the city, and when you play minions, you choose which of the 3 locations you put them in, and at the end of each turn, all the minions will be battling, and you do resolve the battles using dice. So the game has these custom dice, and you can get the skulls represent hits. Double skull, of course, is 2 hits. Blanks are misses, and the stars represent critical hits. And you simply roll the dice, and then you can assign damage. If you get critical hits, the player who rolled the dice assigns the damage for those. Regular damage, the defending player determines where it goes. You can take damage on the minions in that particular battlefield, or you can take damage on the battlefield itself. If you can get a battlefield up to 12 points of damage on the opponent's side, you flip it over and put control markers on your side, and of course the terrain turns to the ruined city after the battle. If you control 2 of the 3 battlefields, you win the game. You have a level of control over the dice in that you will gather these little omen tokens that go on the star there as you're playing. Certain cards as you play them will give you omens, and you can use those omen tokens to force rerolls on individual dice, either the dice you're rolling or the dice your opponents are rolling. So it's got a random element, but you have through your sorcery, you have a certain level of control over the randomness. It's got an energy-based system, so you start the game with 6 energy, and when you play cards, they have a little energy cost in the upper left-hand corner of the card, and you simply knock your energy down by the appropriate amount. Each turn, players have actions, and if I had initiative represented by the coin, then I take the first action. I can choose to draw cards, increase my energy, play a card onto the field, or move one of the guys who is on the field to a different location. And so you've got a nice tactical element to the game. And playtime is an hour to an hour and a half.
Which again is a big difference.
Yeah, big difference. So this game is it's a full boxed game experience. You get a lot of nice components, and it's a fairly meaty playing time. But the gameplay and the quality of the artwork is top notch, like all the stuff that we put out. So it's a new style of game for us, but it's a really wonderful one, and the world is very rich and the art is really beautiful for it. We're quite excited, and the game is scheduled for around Christmas for retail stores. We're going to be doing a Kickstarter for it in a couple months, and I'm hoping to get it to the Kickstarter backers end of summer, beginning of fall.
Okay. All right. Thanks very much for the overview.
Thank you.
We spoke with you a little at Spiel 2016 about this. It was pretty fascinating watching people dive into it and play.
Sure. Yeah. When we've had this game out for demoing, it definitely draws people's eye because of the really nice graphic design, all the cool little components, and the game is quite fun. People get people get really into it when they're playing, and you get some really cool moments when you're making a big attack, and get a great roll. If we've had people like jumping up from the table with arms in the air. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right. Thanks very much for the overview, Rob.
Thank you.
Sorcerer.